It would be wonderful if we lived in a world where we didn't need the DRLC, where everybody realized and appreciated the need to accommodate people with disabilities. But we're not there yet, right? So our mission is to advocate and, if necessary, litigate on behalf of people with disabilities to ensure that they are treated fairly.
Passionate, dedicated,
exceptionally committed to their cause.
We are advocates with big dreams, and we envision a very accessible world. But a dream has to be made concrete. So obviously, we cannot realize many of our goals without our allies like the DRLC.
The Cancer Legal Resource Center was founded as a program of the Disability Rights Legal Center to provide information and resources to people living with cancer who might be facing slightly more unique issues as compared to those within the larger disability community. According to the American Cancer Society, 1 in 2 men and 1 in 3 women will face a cancer diagnosis in his or her lifetime. Because of those startling statistics, I think it's even more important now to have resources available to people with cancer who might not otherwise have realized that they needed legal assistance.
One of the things that I'm most excited about working with CLRC is that when it comes to values and our mission, they're very much in line with City of Hope's values and also with the values of us here at the Sherry and Les Biller Patient and Family Resource Center. And one of the main things that we were looking to accomplish in starting this 10 years ago was being aligned with folks that have the same mission, folks that are looking to serve patients and families at one of their most difficult times in their lives.
Well, before I became involved with Disability Rights Legal Center, my nephew moved in with me several years ago because he wanted to go to college in California. About a year before he was going to apply for college, he signed up for the SAT. So he requested accommodations. There was no location anywhere in Southern California that would actually provide a scribe at all. So I spent months calling and pleading and going to every school district saying, can you please do something? For him to have had so many struggles throughout his school career where they didn't want to give him any education at all because nobody thought he was worth educating, to kind of get through all that struggle just to end up with this point where, because nobody will give you an accommodation, you're just not going to be able to go to college. Finally, somebody said, well, why don't you call Disability Rights Legal Center, maybe they can help you out. I called them up and then they just immediately got to work. Not only did we get a site to give him the test, but we actually got good accommodations. As a result of that, he was able to do well on his SAT and get into UC Riverside. And he just graduated summa cum laude last year from UC Riverside in Media and Cultural Studies. He has a college education because of Disability Rights Legal Center.
Our team, the staff that we've built here, the expertise and the connections that we've built over our history are ones that allow us to be meaningful partners within the context of that conversation, but also for people to know that this is something that matters and something that we have to work on as a society.
What is no big deal to a lot of non-disabled people? When we get to taste, what that is, it makes things more meaningful. And even those who are already inured in whatever that is, let's say, getting on a ride at Disneyland that was not really accessible before, but to a little kid who couldn't do that, it's big deal.
DRLC has known of my work, and they came in with disability rights advocates to do the lawsuit against the city of Long Beach. The lawsuit dealt with sidewalks, curb cuts, and other problems with the sidewalks as we go along. Here on Pine Avenue, we have pressed concrete, and that makes the sidewalks so that they are extremely bumpy, and that is very uncomfortable in a wheelchair. Other places where the dirt flows down onto the sidewalk, curb cuts that are either non-existent or have extremely large lips at the bottom of them. They have agreed to fix the bumps so that we have smoother sidewalks and better ways of crossing.
And then for us to actually successfully get out of a building that's burning and saving our lives, because DRLC was there to make sure that these that these protocols were put in place so that we can get evacuated. That's a big deal.
I was 10 years old when I was diagnosed with diabetes.
It could be a life-threatening condition. So when you have this type of condition, you need to make sure you know what to look for, what symptoms to look for. In our case, we didn't have that. Our school had no knowledge of what to look for. No training on how to care for a diabetic child.
I felt very scared and just not safe at all.
I was trying to contact whoever I could to help us out because nobody in the school was helping us out. And I think what helped out is DRLC who came in and dealt with them directly.
I feel definitely more secure, more taken care of, and I'm also glad to know that even the other diabetic students, that they'll also get the care that they deserve too.
I call them our angels, you know. I think that the reason our daughter's doing so much better now, it's because of them coming in and making sure that that she got the help and the care that she needed.
I think the DRLC is at the forefront of a fight for our nation's soul. So organizations like the DRLC, which are fighting on behalf of equality and inclusion and compassion, has never been more important.